Hi everyone. So we are live on Facebook. It took just a minute to get that set up, and Baron wants to say hi. Hi, buddy. Hi. He loves to be on my lives. I don't know why. Okay, well, let me start this with, I am a believer in taking inspired action. I believe that the Holy Spirit sometimes nudges you, sometimes gives you ideas, sometimes puts things on your heart and in your mind that you need to be doing. And this afternoon, this was on mine. I love to train. Training for me is a lot of fun. It makes me happy. It fulfills me. And I like training publicly. So this is what's on my mind today. So I feel inspired to do this training. This was actually a training that I did Monday night with my own team, Team Wise. And I knew I was going to do it public, but I didn't know I was going to do it this far. So the PowerPoint that I'm going to use for this webinar training is the PowerPoint I use for my team. So it's going to say Team Wise. I haven't changed any of it, and we're just going to fly, because sometimes when you drive by the seat of your pants, you do all right. So we're going to have a good time. Let me share my screen with you. Perhaps, yes, screen share. Team training. All right, so we're getting this ready to go. Okay, so it's up. And yes, it does say Team Wise. My paparazzi team, I offer a weekly, every Monday night, team training. I host webinars and whatnots for them in our team group. I love it. Training is what I do. So if this is your first time watching any of my training, I am Ericka Champion Wise. I've been with paparazzi forever. For a long time, and it is so much fun. This is my full-time job, and this is the part that I love the most. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about leadership, and I'm not going to maybe be your best friend after this, but that's okay. I'm not here to be your best friend. We use a hashtag around here, I'm your butt kick friend, and that's what I'm good at. I'm very good at. So I'm going to tell you some things that may rub you the wrong way, that may make you upset and may make you mad. But here's the truth. If I make you mad, that right there is right where you need to work. That's where you need to grow. That's what you need to change. So if it pisses you off, write it down, circle it, and say, I'm going to work on that. Deal? Deal. Leadership is not easy. And if anyone told you it was, they lied to you. Right? Leadership's not easy at all. Leadership is a growing process, and leadership is a learned skill. I am a natural born leader. I am an alpha. I am a type A. I like leading, but leading with love, leading with kindness, leading with a heart, leading that cares about people, and leading in direct sales in a way to make your team bigger, better, stronger, more connected is a whole different style of leadership. Okay, so I'm going to give you my how-tos, and as always, these are my opinions. This is what works for me, and I'm going to tell you all about them. So that leads me to number one, be duplicatable. I have no secrets. I have no secrets from my team, and I have no secrets from Paparazzi Public. There are no secrets. There are no magic secrets to success that I've got like tucked in my back pocket. No, and no one in Paparazzi has those. I teach my team to do everything I do. I give them my daily schedules. I give you my daily schedules. I teach everything. I walk you through how-tos on the computer here so you can find everything you need to know. You need to be doing the same for your team, whether you have one or whether you have 10,000, 40,000, 50,000, I don't care how many you have. You need to be duplicatable. Can someone walk in today, pick up your system for working your business and repeat it? Yes or no? There's only two answers there. If it's yes, fabulous. If it's no, change it. And then question number two is, have you shared that system with your downline? No? Well, do it. Because you're not hurting You're not helping anybody when you're holding that back. It doesn't hurt your business. It doesn't hurt your success because frankly, you get paid on your team. You need to open your mouth and share and teach them to do exactly what you are doing. Now, if you're not doing the right things, don't teach them that. Get somebody's system that does work. Yes, please. But if you're doing the right things and you're having success and you're selling jewelry and you're growing a team and you're advancing in rank, then you need to be telling them exactly what you're doing. Number 2, set the example. We are going to go deep in depth with this because this is my soapbox, setting the example. So buckle up for that one. Number 3, teach, train, mentor, and coach. That is what I call myself. I use all 4 of those descriptors for myself. I teach, I train, I mentor, and I coach. When you sign up with me or someone on my team, we teach you first. We are your teacher first. We teach you how to log into your back office. We teach you where to find this. We teach you how to do that. Then a couple weeks in, we're training you. It is self-directed. We are all adults here. We're all personal business owners. We are all independent consultants. It becomes self-directed after a little while. We offer you the training. You have all of the materials. You need to go use them. That's how you train somebody. Mentor. That one's different. Okay, that's a different way to think about things. I am a mentor. And not only in business, I do a lot of mentoring in life because I believe if I mentor and empower a woman, business is going to be just fine. But if I got to get to the woman before the business matters, got to get to the heart, get to the mind, get to the things that really matter. And then the last part is coach. I was an athlete for a lot of years, and my coach was one of the best people I knew, and I hated him at the same time because he would scream and yell and he would push me and he would make me go harder, longer, faster. I was a runner. He would make me do things I did not want to do, but I did them and I won. You got to morph into that coach. You can't start out as a coach first. This is going to be a whole nother training one day on how to grow through these 4 levels. So coaching comes last. You got to earn your right to coach by teaching, training, and mentoring. You can't start out the gate kicking somebody's butt and blowing whistles in their face. You got to teach first. Number 4, you got to ask the right questions. You got to ask good questions of your consultants. Because if you're like, hey, are you going to order this month? That's a crappy question. That's terrible. That's absolutely awful. But if you're asking them, how are your sales? How are you doing? How's your mama? How's your dog? How's your cat? Whatever it is. How are things? That's a different question. 5, listen and respond appropriately. If she says the dog died, give her a little love. If she says her mama is in the hospital, give her some grace. It's not all about ordering that week. Sometimes it's about loving, right? Listen and respond appropriately. Number 6, help your team set goals that are both realistic and make them stretch. If they've already got 3 teammates, their goal is not to hit director. Their goal is to hit premier director. If they've already sold 50 pieces last month, their goal is not to sell 53. Their goal is to sell 100, right? Help them set realistic stretch goals, and you know what those are. But here's the caveat. If you're not setting your own goals, you cannot make anybody else do theirs. 7, teach them how to use their resources well. Honey, there are resources on top of resources on top of resources out there available for Paparazzi Accessories consultants. Are you using them? And are you teaching your people to use them? Yeah, we're just going to leave that one. You can figure that one out. All right. Did I miss one? Number 8, teach them how to lead their own team. Honey, you cannot lead 20 levels of your team. That's not realistic. That's just not. It's not possible. You cannot lead all 1,000 people on your team. You have to have leaders in the middle. You have to have people who are leading their own team, because if you don't, your own business is going to suffer. You have to teach your leaders how to lead. All right. So I told you I was going to talk a lot about setting the example, a lot, because this is important to me. The first, setting the example, is what I call the 3 Ps. You need to be leading your team every single month in those 3 Ps: parties, potentials, personal volume. You need to be sling and bling, honey. If you're not working your own business, you're not doing anybody a favor if you aren't selling jewelry. Your team follows your example. You want them to sell more jewelry? You need to go sell more jewelry. You want them to book more parties? You need to go book more parties. That is how it works. They're not going to do what you're not going to do. You'll have your anomalies, of course, but the vast majority, they're not going to do what they don't see you doing. If you're not out there partying 3 or 4 or 5 days, sometimes 7 days a week, neither are they. You want to rank? These are the 3 things you focus on to rank. You want your team to grow? You need to be focusing on recruitment yourself. You need to be talking to potentials. You need to be every day adding up new potentials, keeping up with them, following up, doing what you're supposed to do in order to grow your own team. These 3 P's are your game changer. And the last one is personal volume. Now, this is just, again, this is an Ericka thing, but I strive. And some of my teammates make me work for this one, but I strive to be in the top 3 of my own team. Now, I have 600 and almost 700 people on my entire team right now. I work my butt off to be top 3 in volume in my downline. And man, sometimes that is hard. Some of those girls are sling and bling, but that is what I believe, because if I'm not out there working my business, I'm not going to ask them to do the same. Right? So you need to be leading the way in these 3 P's: parties, potentials, personal volume. Next example, motivate yourself. You can't motivate anybody else. Don't even try. Don't waste your breath. Just don't. You're going to hurt yourself. Just don't do it. But you can get up every day and set the example in motivating yourself. You can decide on the crappy days that you're going to work anyway. You can decide on the days when life ain't behaving, you're going to sell anyway. You can decide when that potential went and signed up with someone else that you're just going to find somebody else. You can decide on the day when that rock star consultant just quits out of the blue that you're going to find another rock star. You have to set the example in personal motivation, because again, if you are not doing it, your team is never going to do it. If you don't believe me, try me. Give me a week of motivating yourself, maybe 2 weeks, because sometimes it takes a little while to trickle down there. Give me some time motivating yourself every single day, and watch what happens with your team, because you're not responsible for their motivation. You're only responsible for yours. Another, setting the example. We are going to hit a lot of setting the examples. I hope you're taking notes here. I really do, because you need to be setting the example in your mindset and your attitude. Remember when shipping was not so hot a couple of months ago? I mean, it was rough, okay? The leaders had the mindset of, this is just growing pains. The leaders had the mindset of, hallelujah, we've got so many new consultants, our warehouse can't even keep up. The leaders were the ones celebrating the shipping slowdown because they knew what it meant. A leader sets the example in the mindset that no matter what happens, it's all okay. That no matter what happens, it's all for the best. They can see the bigger picture and not get stuck in the minutia garbage. You have to set that example for your team. Yeah, it sure as heck would have been easy for me to sit there and gripe about shipping. My shipping was just as slow as everybody else's, but I didn't. I still got up every day and sold jewelry and was positive and was happy and was grateful that my company's brand is so well known now. So many people were signing up, including on my own team, that shipping couldn't hang with us. That's huge. But I chose. And I chose again, and I chose again, and I set the example before my team in picking the right mindset. That is a leader. That is what a leader does. It is not easy, but we do it anyway. The next example is in personal growth. You need to be growing. You need to be growing yourself, your mind, your choices, your belief, your faith every single day. You need to be watching, reading, and listening to the good stuff. YouTube is chock full. I love YouTube. So many good people out there. Oh my gosh, so many good things. Podcasts. I listen to podcasts when I'm driving. I even listened to one at the gym last night. That was weird. I may not do that again. But either way, you can feed yourself. And I read every single day. You want your team to grow? You want your team to get over their complaining? You want your team to choose a positive mindset? You want your team to become bigger, better, greater, and more? That example is where it starts, but it starts with you. You got to be out there growing yourself. You got to be listening to good stuff. You got to be taking in good things. And then share it with them. Let them know what you're reading. Let them know this YouTube video that you watched this morning. Show them that podcast that just changed your perspective on some things. They will appreciate it because a lot of people want to grow and don't even know it. But they don't know where to start. That's your job. That's your honor. You get to help them grow. And when they watch you grow, they're going to want a piece of it. I promise. Next example is in growth. You got to grow your own team. Because again, if you're not working your own business, your business dies. And I don't want your business to die. You have to keep growing your own team. My personal goal, and this is my webinar, so it's my goals. My personal goal is to have 3 personally sponsored every single month. So that no matter what happens, if my whole team quits, I'm still at a director. I will forever be a director because I have 3 brand new consultants every single month. Do you have a personal growth goal? Do you have a personally sponsored goal every month? Do you meet it? Do you work to meet it? You're going to miss it some months. Honey, that is life. Some months you're going to blow it out of the water. That's also life. But do you have that goal? Are you setting that example? Does your team know that your goal every month is this many new, personally sponsored, so that you keep your first line alive? You got to set that example. If you want them growing their teams, your job is to grow yours. If you're not growing yours, we won't talk about that. Next example, set the example in participation. Not everyone loves their upline, and I don't care. Told you I was going to tell you things you didn't want to hear. I don't care. You don't have to love your upline in order to participate. It is not a rule. It is not a requirement. It is not in the paparazzi policies and procedures. It's not. You do not have to love your upline in order to participate. It's not a rule. You need to watch my YouTube video on the myth of the BFF. I made it yesterday. It's a good one. It breaks down the myth of you have to have your sponsor as your best friend. It doesn't have to be that way. Your sponsor doesn't have to be your best friend in order for you to participate, because here's the kicker. If you want your team to act like a team, they need to see you as part of a team. They need to see you being part of your sponsor's larger team. They need to see you taking part. They need to see you participating in challenges, participating in uplifting and that sort of thing. You want your team to act like a team? Again, you're setting this example. Set the example and act like a team for them. They will do whatever you do. They will, I promise. Good or bad, they're going to do it. You want them to be a team. You want that cohesive unit. It starts with you. Set the example in training. We talked about this in the beginning about being duplicatable. Teach them everything you know. And if you don't know, learn together, especially brand new consultants. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. But as I learn stuff, I share and I teach them. I teach other people. Just as I learn it, I teach them. Or we learn it together. Teach them everything you know. You need to be training your team. Teach, train, mentor, coach. You need to grow through that. And then you need to take part in other trainings. If you are a trainer, if you love training like I train, publicly with a lot of people in this style, and you want other people to take part in yours, you need to be taking part in somebody else's. If your sponsor offers training like this, you need to be doing it. If she doesn't, you can come take mine. You can take someone else's, Andrea Hutchison. All sorts of people do incredible public trainings. And right now, the elite are doing a lot of traveling. Get your behind to one of those trainings, 3 of those trainings, do as many of those trainings as are close enough to you to go to. People will see you investing and growing in your own business and you going to training, and they will go to training themselves. You want them to show up to yours? Show up to somebody else's. You want them to pay for your training? Pay for somebody else's. Trust me. Trust me, that's how it works. Everything you give out, you give back. Invest in yourself in training, and they will invest in themselves in your trainings. Promise. Set the example in excuses. Girl, it's time to quit with the excuses. You get so mad when Sally Jane on your downline is just like, I can't, my goldfish's aunt, sister, mother is in the hospital and I just can't do it today. You get so upset when she just offers you garbage like that. But girl, you take it from yourself. When your goldfish's aunt, sister's dog's cat is sick and not feeling good and is just having a hard day, you don't work. Did I get you on that one? Yeah. You're accepting the excuse from yourself. The same excuse that when Sally Jane gives it to you, you just get ticked off. You got to quit taking it from you. Sally Jane is forever going to be giving you excuses because she needs to work on her own self. You need to work on you. You need to look in here and be like, oh, I am taking garbage excuses from me. I need to quit it. You got to stop taking excuses from yourself. You got to stop talking yourself out of doing what you need to do. You got to stop letting fear hold you back. You got to stop with the excuses from you. You got to stop it. You got to stop. You got to stop. And when you stop taking excuses from yourself, when you stop letting yourself talk yourself out of fun stuff, out of good stuff, out of the stuff you need to be doing, you are going to see a change in your team. I would say with this one, because it's hard to break that excuse cycle. I'm going to be very honest. It's hard to break it. But I would say give your team a good 3 to 4 weeks of watching you stop taking crap excuses from yourself. And they will be like, something is different with you. What is going on? And you can tell them, I just stopped taking crappy excuses for myself. And they will catch up. It's going to take them a little longer with this one. So this one, if you don't see a change on the first day, do not give up. Do not give up. This one's going to take a little while. So hang in there for the long run on this one. Promise you on this one. It's going to take a bit. But this one is totally worth it. Because you're not going to have Sally Jane in your inbox going, Ericka, I got to whine about something and I can't work my business. Promise. Set the example in how to follow leadership. We talked about this a bit ago, but this is different. This is a little different in that if my sponsor tells me to do something, I do it. She's not going to tell me to do something illegal. She's not going to tell me to do something that breaks policy and procedure. She might tell me or ask me or want me to do something that makes me a little uncomfortable, but I do it anyway. She's been around. She's at the levels that I want to be at. Did you hear me that one? She's at the place I want to be. She's making the paychecks that I want to make. Yeah, it might make me uncomfortable, but honey, we're supposed to be stretching comfort zones. She's not asking me to like commit murder in my front yard. Okay, that's not what she's going to ask you to do. Okay. What she says to do, do. If she offers a challenge, you better be the first one commenting on that challenge. If she sends an email, you need to be the first one reading the email and making sure your downline reads the email. You got to get involved and follow your sponsor and your leadership if you want your team doing the same with yours. You offer a challenge and nobody participates? Let me ask you this. Are you participating in your sponsors? I'll wait. Yeah. I know. It's hard leading a team. I didn't lie at the beginning. It's hard being a leader. You want your team involved, get involved. Trust me. All right. So I want to set you free. I want to set you free from something because I'm betting some of you are like in the back of your own minds going, but I do all of this already and no one does everything. I want to set you free from the guilt of leadership because having been a leader now for quite a long time, it's tough. There's a lot of guilt associated with this. There's a lot of, well, why won't she just do it? I'm going to set you free right now. You've heard the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, honey, that's the same way with paparazzi. That's the same way with any business. All you can do is your business. You need to be leading the way in the 3 Ps: parties, potentials, personal volume. You need to be selling more jewelry than the rest of your team combined, especially if you got a small team. You need to be signing people up right and left. You need to be setting the example. You need to be getting involved. You need to be doing everything that we've already talked about. And if you're doing all of that, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the ones who quit. They're just making room for the new ones. And the new ones can be even better. Don't worry about the ones who won't message you back. You keep messaging them, checking on them. How you doing? Don't worry if they don't message you back. All you can do is all you can do. And you better do all you can do the best you can do it. When you do that, when you do everything we've already talked about, when you set that example, when you are working your business so much, you really don't have time to worry about what she's not doing. All right? All right. I'm just going to tell you that. If you are working your business like you should, you really don't even have time to worry about what Sally Jane is not doing. I promise. And anytime you get stuck focusing on what someone is not doing, here's a trick. Go sell some jewelry. It works. It works. I promise you, it works. When all you can see is like those numbers, like I'm never going to make this rank. I'm never going to make this rank. Go sell some jewelry. Promise. Go have a live. Go have a live party. It will take your mind off of what they're not doing and give you power and control back, because you can control how much you sell. You can't control what they're doing, right? Go work your business. No matter what they're doing, work your business all the time. Let yourself be free of guilt. Let yourself be totally free of guilt. You can't make them work. You set that example. The right ones will come. Let the wrong ones go. You will grow a team of workers, believers, women of faith, women who want to work, whatever you want from a team. If you let that guilt go, you will set yourself free and be amazed at what comes, so long as you are setting the right example. Now, I want to talk to you about something tough. I think this whole thing's been tough. Communication goes both ways. So here's an insider tip. Your sponsor's human. As a sponsor, I am human too. You are human as a consultant. She is human as a sponsor. She is human as your elite upline. She is human. She is going to make mistakes. She is going to have bad days, bad weeks, bad months sometimes. She is going to have distractions. She's going to have crap fall apart. She's going to have every good intention of checking in on you and making sure you're good, but life. And if you're honest, so do you. I have it on my to-do list every Monday to check in with a certain amount of people. And this Monday, it didn't happen. Life got in my way. And I want my consultants and I want you to hear me that communication goes both ways. My door is figuratively open. Facebook Messenger is our best friend. Call, text, email, Facebook Messenger, pigeon, whatever. You can communicate too. Now, if all you're going to do is complain, hush it. Hush your mouth. Hush. Hush. She don't need that. Because a lot of times I'm going to tell you, if she has good intentions of getting in touch with you and life gets in the way, it's never good. It's never good. And I'm also going to tell you that on those days, so we started this out with, I was inspired to take this action today and do this training. If you feel pressed or pushed or led or called or whatever word you want to use right there to reach out to her, do it. because 9 times out of 10, she may be struggling. I struggle. I struggle all the time. And I love it. Oh, I love it. When I'm in the middle of a mess, one of my consultants sends me a message telling me something awesome that just happened to them, snaps me out of my mess that fast. It truly does. If she's on your heart and you're like, oh, she hasn't talked to me in a while, girl, send her a message. You may be what stops her crap, because we all have crap. Okay, we all do. If you don't, you're like superhuman. We all have garbage, from Mandy Heinz, #1, all the way to the one who just signed up 2 minutes ago. We all have garbage. We all get stuck. You may be what she needs right then to get over it. Leadership is hard. Leadership of a large organization is even harder. She may need you right then to tell her something awesome. So do it. And don't you dare hold it against her if she hasn't talked to you this week. Life happens. Let life happen. Be compassionate. Reach out and check on her. And watch my video on the myth of the BFF, because her not checking on you has nothing to do with you. Doesn't mean she hates you. That's not how this works. Okay? No, don't do that kind of stuff. Now, if your sponsor is no longer with the business, that happens. Reach above. Go around. Find somebody else to talk to. It's cool. It's cool. Get involved. We talked about using our resources. That is why I do these public trainings. That is why I have a YouTube chock full of stuff. That is why so many other consultants have so much training out there. That's why all of the elite who are traveling have opened their trainings to everybody, because we know some people don't have active sponsors. We want to fill that gap for you. This is filling the gap. So if your sponsor is no longer with us, learn anyway. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that stand in your way. And if you and your sponsor had a falling out, I don't care either. There are resources. Find your way around. Learn, grow. You've got this. You are an adult and you are a professional business owner. You can do this. But do me this favor. Communicate with your sponsor. I promise she likes to hear from you. I love to hear from my consultants. I love to hear from my consultants, especially the good things. Oh my gosh, when good news comes, I get so excited. It changes my whole day. When someone brand new sends me a message and they're like, oh, holy crap, I went live last night and I didn't die. You know, she loves to hear that sort of thing. So let her hear it. She needs good news, because when you lead a large organization, the bad news is easy to find. The good is not always. So help her out. Now, I gave my team some homework, and I'm going to give it to you as well. I'm going to give you the homework. Okay, you ready for this homework? You're welcome to take a screenshot for this. #1, check in with all your personally sponsored in your roll-ups. A roll-up, if you're brand new or have never heard that term, is so I'm a sponsor and I've got someone in the middle and she signs up someone on her first line, but this girl, she decides to quit. Well, this first line, she rolls up to me and she becomes my first line. I get paid on her as a first line, but she doesn't like count on my first line. It's a weird connection of paparazzi that we have, but I become responsible for her and teaching and training her, and I get paid like she's my first line. You with me? You with me? So #1 is check in with all of them. It is as simple as sending them a message. How are you? How was June? How are things? Easy. Make it easy. Do not overthink this. Do not allow like, oh my God, what is she going to say? Is she going to respond back? Don't allow that to get in your way on this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Just send a message. It is literally, hey, happy Thursday. How are you? That's it. That's all you got to do. Promise. #2, tell them how many pieces they need to be active in June after they answer you back. Okay? Okay? If they don't answer you back, tell them anyway. Just tell them anyway. Back-to-back messages, it'll be fine. Let them know how many pieces they need to be active. I have learned that a lot of people don't even know what active means. Active means ordering 25 or more pieces in 1 month, okay? A lot of people don't know how to figure out if they are active at all. They just know that they're ordering jewelry and they don't know how much they're ordering. They're just like, click, 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 done. They don't know all of that. And so again, our job is to teach and train, mentor, and coach. This is how you do that. Let them know how many pieces they have. Next, number 3, share something with them. Share a YouTube video with them. That's what I told my team to do. And it doesn't have to be like one of my YouTube. If you are watching, I was watching Joyce Meyer the other day, and actually someone sent it to me. If that's who you're watching that day and she's like right up your alley and she is telling you all the things that you need and you're like, oh, this is so inspirational, Sarah needs to watch this, send that puppy to Sarah. Let her know this made me think of you. I love it. Maybe it'll help you, or maybe this is what you need. I used the example on Monday night in my team training. I was reading a book, and the chapter I was in had something in it for a consultant of mine. It was for her. I didn't even finish it. I took picture of it and I sent them right to her and I said, this is for you. And it was for her. She needed it at that moment. And she was on my heart and on my mind, and those words were right for her. It's that easy. So if it's a inspirational post that you need to send to Josephine, send it to Josephine. If it's a funny meme, because that's your relationship with Christy, send it to Christy. Anything like that. This is an easy way to stay in contact with your people, to build them up. Trust me on this one. Try it. Just try it. It will change your relationship, especially when they come to your mind. Especially when they come to your mind. All the time, I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'll see something and, a person just pops in my head while I'm looking at whatever it is. I'll send it to them. I don't even think twice. I trust the Spirit so much that if I'm looking at this and that person's in my head, done. I don't have to think about it. Share, boom, gone. It's done. If you are scrolling through Facebook and you see that and that person pops in your head, send it. Promise. Try me on this one. Yes, we all have groups where we can share public things like that, but many times they need it one-on-one. They need it private. I can't tell you how many walls that have been broken down just because I've been willing to share the minute they come into my brain. Try this one for me. Number 4, instruct all of your personally sponsored and your roll-ups to do all of these steps every week, all the time. I do it every week, except for number 3. Number 3, I do as often as it happens. It just, as it happens, that's when I do it. But if you have your team checking in on their team every week, you're growing leaders in the middle. It's not you and 1,000 people that you got to take care of. I feel for you. You will never sleep or eat again. Okay? So do this every week. That's your homework. That's your leadership homework. I feel like everybody can do this. This is within the realm of doable. And that is all that we have for that. So I'm going to stop the share. I hope this helps. Leadership's tough, but leadership is a lot of fun. Leadership can be learned, can be taught. You can learn how to lead. If this gave you some great ideas, write them down and run with them. Share this with your team. This video is shareable. Please share it with them. Share it with your leaders. Anyone is welcome to all of my content. I want everyone to succeed, whether you're a paparazzi or not. Everyone is designed for success, and I want you to have it. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you later.